Chazorah, Daf Chav Zayin. On Daf Chav Zayin is 4 hours into the day, including the 4th hour up to the 4th hour. Meaning is, how do we do? Yad Bad B'chlal or Ad V'lo Yad B'chlal? Then when did the mana melt? How do we pass it? And then how do we pass it by Milcha Ma'ariv at Plag? And not passing in front of a person davening within 4 amas. Then they said not davening behind the Rebbe. No malach can be done after davening Ma'ariv on Erev Shabbos. Kiddush can be made while it's still day, and Havdalah can also be made while it's still day. Machloikis if Ma'ariv is a Reshus, and then the big story of Rabbi Yishua and Gamliel. And then we had a continuation on Daf Ches on a continuation of that story. And then we left off with if one didn't daven mussaf or mincha, which one comes first? That's your quick chazara. That's your quick chazara of Daf Ches Amud. Okay, so we're picking it up 5 lines up from the bottom. Yes. Yeah. How does our school touch this pasuk in Sefania? Nugi mimay the safti mimcha. Mimay. I'm Rabbi Shua Malevi. Call him a spalo. Have it? Call him a spalo. Yeah, I'm Rabbi Shua Malevi. Call him a spalo tefila shel mussaf la'achar sheva shayos. If you daven mussaf after the 7th hour, Rabbi Yehuda, olav akasav oimer, nugi. How did they touch it?
Nugi mimay, broken because of the point of time. Asafti mimay chayu. I have destroyed they are from you.
Okay, nugi. So nugi they touch is broken. Nugi mimayid, broken from the time. Asafti mimay chayu. You're too late. So
I have destroyed that which there from you.
Because you daven too late. Okay, so basically it's saying that if you daven
it says in the bottom
late,
because they delayed the appointed times of prayers and the holidays have broken and destroyed them. It says in the bottom because they have delayed and the appointed times of the prayers and holidays have broken and destroyed them.
Oh, so that right. So that's going to be okay. Good, thank you. Right. So my mashma behind Mishna to Tavrahu. How do you know that the lashon of nugi is broken? Which is obviously where our school got the translation from. Because we're talking Rabbi Yosef Tavra Asi al Sanan to Beis Yisrael at the Echruz Man Mayad Yerushalayim. Klal Yisrael Sanan. The Gemara, whenever the Gemara uses the word Sanan to Beis Yisrael, whenever it says a negative thing, the Gemara uses lashon of on the enemies of Yisrael because they don't want to say that Klal Yisrael is broken, but it's what it's saying that the Klal Yisrael will be broken because they missed the times in Yerushalayim. Anybody who davens Shachris after 4 hours, Rabbi Yehuda, Allah because of Omer, meaning according to Rabbi Yehuda that it's 4 hours. Allah because of Omer, Nugi mimayed asafti mimeichoy. My mashad hai nugi lishna the tzayrahu. How do you know that's a lashon of tzara pain? My nefesh is pain from tuga. Mituga. Okay, so then it's a lashon of bitter or pain. Well, it's really lashon of bitter. Rav Avi Cholos. So Rav Avi was sick. Like also lepir to Rav Yosef, and he didn't come to Rav Yosef's drasha. L'machrik he also, and the next day he guessed he felt better, so he came. Ba Abaye lenuchei daite Rav Yosef, and Abaye wanted to calm him down, give him. He wanted to make it that he wasn't upset. Amalei my time also malapirku. How come Mar didn't come to the perek, to the yeshiva, to the speech? Amalei davacholish liboy v'loy metzina. I was not well and I wasn't able to come. Amalei amayla tam tamidi vasis. Why didn't you just taste something and then come? Right? I'm not sure why tasting. I guess tasting would have given him more strength. Amalei lo savar lamar lohad Ravuna damar Ravuna also lo adam shiitim klum kadim shispal tefila samosavim. Doesn't Mar hold that it's also to eat anything even before mussaf, right? So meaning before shachris you certainly can't eat. So maybe you can make kiddush after shachris, which this is the big simplest Torah issue. If you can make kiddush before you daven mussaf, so obviously he held that you can. You should have davened mussaf b'yechidas and then tasted something. Don't you hold that it's also for a person to daven himself before the tzibur? Right? That's only when you're in shul. When you're not in shul, you are allowed. Even though Meaning, he told him, why don't you just daven mussaf b'yechidus? He answered him back and said, why don't you? He says, that's only when you're in shul, right? I'm sorry. He asked him to daven b'yechidus. He says, I can't daven b'yechidus because I'm not allowed to daven before all the shuls daven mussaf. So he answered him back, yeah, it's only in shul you're not allowed to daven yourself, but if you're davening at home, you're allowed to daven before the shuls. The less is the like Rav Huna, like Rav Shmuel Levi. Rav Huna had Amar, and the halach is not like Rav Huna. That's what we just said. Rav Shmuel Levi, then Rav Shmuel Levi, given Shagi is not Tefila mincha. He says, since it came time to daven mincha, asal adam sheyitam klum. It's also for a person to taste anything before he davens mincha, which we don't paskin like that. We say that you're not allowed to eat a meal before mincha, but you are allowed to taste. So we don't paskin on any of these things like Rav Huna.
So people go out and they have a kiddush club and they daven mussaf beforehand. That would be asr.
What?
People go out and daven mussaf before and they have kiddush.
That would be asr. Yeah. But the Gemara says the halach is not like Rav Huna. The Gemara here is saying the halach is not like Rav Huna, so you could eat.
No, he just says you shouldn't eat before mussaf. But let's say some people like to go out daven mussaf and then
so now this is right. So this is halach that comes out, especially when people that are in a minyan and early in the morning, and they need to leave. You can't start shemone esrei before the minyan. In the minyan, it's a slap in the face. You got to leave the room and go daven someplace else. People are allowed to wear this. Also, when you have minyanim that daven around the nets, and then they daven a minute or two after nets, so the guy wants to grab nets and daven nets by himself, you can't do it because you're not allowed to daven b'yechidus before the minyan starts davening. Okay, that's so far halacha l'maaseh. So the Mishna. V'mnechuni ben akana hayi mispal b'knisas lebeis hameresh v'tziyasei tefila ketzara. V'mnechuni ben akana used to say a tefila, a short tefila, before he went into Bismerish and when he left. What place? Where'd you get this tefillah from? When a person before, come on, please be quiet. Sorry. He says, when I go in, I daven that I shouldn't mess up. And when I leave, it's yasei, I need nice and haydah, I give a haydah that I was able to sit in Bismerish. Okay, so Tan Rabbanan. We'll go a little fast here because it's pretty straightforward. When a person goes in the shul, what does he say? If anybody wants to know where this is, like most Gemaras have this. Most of them have this. Most Gemaras have this in the front. Yeah. But it's a very interesting tefillah. Two of them, no? Well, one for the beginning and one to leave. That's right. Right? That's nothing bad should come from me. I shouldn't mess up in any halacha. And I don't want my friends to be happy that I messed up, right? Which is interesting. I shouldn't say the opposite of what the halacha is. My friends shouldn't mess up in a dvar halacha, and I should be happy that they messed up. It's almost like it sounds childish. Like, why would you think, right? Why would you think that you should be happy that somebody else is going to make a mistake? But that's human nature. That's what he said on the way in. It's right, that I'm lucky to be in Besmerish. I get up and they get up. Fine. But Rabbi Eliezer got sick. Nichnasu Talmida of Levakre. His Talmidim went in to visit him. Teach us the way of life, and we'll go to Elam Haba. Be careful with the covet of your friends, and keep your kids away from Hegyon. Right? Meaning, don't learn so much Chumash. Right? Yeah, that's one pshat in Rashi. The other pshat in Rashi is just like too much playing. But Shivam ben Birkei Talmid Chacham, put them on the knees or between the knees of Talmid Chacham. Kshatam Aspalim. When you daven, do lifnei miyat hamayim, know who you're standing in front of. Shvil kach tizkul chayil b'vav. You do these things, you get olam haba. Kshachal Rabbi Yochanan Mazaki got sick. Nichnasu Talmidav Lavakre. The Talmidim came in to visit him. Kiman Shira Isam, since he saw them, his because he started crying. Amrulai, Talmidim Ner Yisrael Amud hayimini Patasha Chazak Mneima Taboicha. the light of Yisrael, the right Amud, right, which is like a pillar, correct? And patish a chazak, strong hammer. Why are you crying? If I would be brought in front of a king, a human king, that today this king is here and the next day he's going to be buried. If he gets mad at me, the human king, his kas is meaningless. It's not a permanent anger. And if he makes me also, then his isser is not forever. Right? Meaning if he puts him in jail. Right? And if he kills me, the misa is not forever. I can appease him with words, and I could bribe him. So I'd still be crying because I'm nervous about the king. That's what that stands for. Melech Malchei Amlachim. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shu Chai B'Kaim La'olam V'La'ol Me'olam, that he's forever. Shem Koyas Alai Kasei Kas Olam. If he gets upset at me, it's permanent. Then Masrani Yisura Yisraelim. If he decides to put me in jail, that's forever. If he kills me, the killing is forever. And I can't appease him with words, and I can't bribe him. I have in front of me two roads. One can lead to Gan Eden, one will lead to Gehenna. So I have no idea which road I'm going on. I shouldn't cry. Yeah, pretty scary stuff. So they said, Rebbe, please bench us. The fear of heaven should be on you like the fear of flesh and blood. Meaning, be as scared of Hashem as you are people. Says Davening told him, and that's it. Halavai, that you should keep that. Whenever a person does something wrong, he just says he hopes nobody is watching me. Right? So how many guys are watching the Super Bowl on their smartphones tomorrow as opposed to going to the Super Bowl party? I don't want anybody to see them going to the Super Bowl party. Yeah? Okay, whatever. Hopefully not. B'shas B'tirasai, when he was what?
It's very lame.
B'shas B'tirasai, when he's
I'm not going to the Super Bowl party.
B'shas B'tirasai, when he was passing away, Amr Lahem Pnu Kalim, remove the Kalim because they'll be tum in the house. V'chinu Kisa L'Chizkiyo Melech Yudah Shabbat, and prepare a chair to Chizkiyo, who's coming to escort me to the next world. Okay. So the Mishna Reb Gamliel esrei. Every day a person has to daven shemone esrei. And Yeshua, finally we get to this. Ma'ain yurches. You don't have to daven shemone esrei. You can daven something similar to yurches. If you're able to daven normally, then you daven yurches. And if not, then you do something along the lines of yurches. The Gemara is going to discuss this. What exactly means? Meaning, if you make your tefillah set, then your tefillah is not considered a tachnun, a supplication. I think that's the way you touch it. If you're going someplace that's dangerous, so don't stick around. Just daven, but daven real fast. Save Hashem should save your nation, all of Klal Yisrael. And all Parshas HaIber, the Gemara is going to discuss exactly what Parshas HaIber is. All their needs should be in front of you. Whatever needs they need should be in front of you, meaning grant them. If a guy is riding on a donkey, he should go off and daven. If he can't go off the donkey because he has no place to do it, let's say, so then he should turn his face. If he can't turn his face, then he should put in his heart, he should concentrate that as if he's opposite the base kachei kedoshim. If he's in a svina, right? It's a boat, or a asta is like he's in chains, right? So Yochanan is leaving connected base kachei kedoshim. So obviously he can't move. So just have kavana towards the kachei kedoshim. Okay. They're touching it as a ref. Well, there's a few pshatim in Rashi. It's a few pshatim in Rashi. What it is, yeah. What is Rashi? What has the art school touch it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hani Yud Ches. Okay, so Hani Yud Ches connected me. Why are there 18 brachos in shemone esrei? Amar Rab Hillel, Breder Rab Shmuel Bar Nachmani, Keneged Yiches Askar Shamar David B'Hava Hashem B'nei Eiler. Right? There's 18 times it says Havu in the. We say this by Kabbalah Shabbos. The 18 things that we say by Kriya Shema, Vayatziv. Yeah? It's the 18 what do you call it in the backbone, not the backbone, the spine. Yeah, there's 18
vertebrae.
There you go. Thank you. You need to bow down. When you're davening, you need to bow down until all the vertebrae are sticking out. Until you see an isser opposite his heart. Right? Meaning, it has to, there'll be a fold in the skin, the way Rashi says. There are other pshatim. When you bend over, so the skin folds over, so that skin has to be to the width of a isser, which is a coin, and then that's how you know you bowed far enough. Since you shake your head, so that's enough. You don't have to be worried about how far down to go. But he has to show, meaning if you're just moving your head, that's not enough. You have to show that you're bowing with respect. And it looks like he's bowing. So that's your bowing situation. Basically, you got to bow. The Gemara says, not the Gemara, in Halachos we say that you can't bow down further. That you think like, what's a big deal? Bow down as far as you can. You can't bow down further than your waist because that's already guided. Yeah. Fine. So now the Gemara says, "Weiter, how many timni sorry tishtri having?" This 18 is really 19. They were the brachos of tzadukim, right? Velmelshinim, they were masakin in Yavne. Keneged mitaknu. What is it? You need something like we said before. We had the 18 brachos either for the askaros and shema, or for David. Is that background noise bothering anybody? No?
Yes.
Can you hear? Is it too loud back in the background?
I've been calling Razel all the time.
It's not my mother. Tati Gittel just made a whole thingy. She hit Nachi with paint.
Yeah. Fine. Amar. So Keneged what? What is it Keneged? This 19th bracha. What's it for? What meaning? What are they basing it on? Amar Rav Levi. The Rabbi Hillel, Breder Rav Shmuel, Keneged kel hakaved hirim. Also in the same thing. Rabbi Yosef Keneged echad shebekriya shema. Right, it has to be neged echad in kriya shema. The Rav Tanchum Amar Yeshua ben Levi Keneged chulya ketzara shebasher. There's a small chulya there, so meaning each one of the opinions we had before, we found something to edit on. Yes. Fine. Shemona Pikuli hista yudches brachos of Rabbi Gamliel. Shemona Pikuli was put 18 brachos in the order in front of Rabbi Gamliel, ala seder, and in an order. B'yavna, ala seder b'yavna, in Yavna. Amar lem Rabbi Gamliel l'chacham kol yesh adam sheidei l'sakin brachos atzadukim. Is there anybody here that could be masakin brachos atzadukim? Amar Shmuel akatim the tekna. So Shmuel akatim got up and was masakin. L'shana acheres shakha. The next year, he forgot the hishkif for shtayim v'shalosh shos. He was davening, and he had to think for 2 to 3 hours, and he couldn't remember his bracha that he created, right? And he wasn't successful in remembering it. So I'm sorry, no. They didn't remove him, right? Well, we'll see why they would remove him. So why didn't they remove him? If he made a mistake in any of the brachos in shemone esrei, we don't remove him. But if he makes a mistake in brachos tzadukim, velmelshinim, then we do remove him. Why? Because we're chayshed that he is a apikairis, and the reason why he doesn't want to say the bracha is because he doesn't want to curse people like himself. Right? Basically, back then, the way it was is that the apikairis were very much mixed in with people, and nobody knew. Right? The same thing on Yom Kippur, they had to warn the Kohen Gadol if he's a apikairis or not. So nobody really knew who was and who wasn't. So if a guy by velmelshinim starts messing around with it, so we got to throw him out because we're afraid that he's a min. Anyway, so how come Shmuel, they weren't chayshed? So Gemara answers, Shani Shmuel Akan Diu Tifni. He's the one that wrote the Bracha, so it can't be. So Gemara says, maybe he went OTD, as they say. Right? That's what it is. People that are good don't go off.
What about the kind of that went off there?
What's that? That's the right? He's the tzadik goes back from his being a tzadik and he does bad. Who Russian made curry? That because he was a Russian. Aval tzadik made curry loy. That's because he was a Russian. Then he became a tzadik. Then he went back. But if a tzadik from the beginning, then not the loy. But now, don't believe in yourself. Right? Famous Mishna in Berachos. Don't believe yourself into the day of death. Yochanan he was a kohen gadol for 80 years of Saif Nasa Tzeduki, then he became Tzeduki. So, Amar Abai Hu Yana Hu Yochanan. Yeah. So, Rabba Amar Yana Lechud v'Yochanan Lechud. Yana Russian made Korah v'Yochanan Tzadik made Korah. No, it's not true. They were two different things. Yana was a Russian, Yochanan was a Tzadik. Hanich Labaya Rabba Kasha, but according to Rabba, that it was the same person, right? I'm sorry, they were different, so it's a Kasha. Malach Rabba Tzadik made Korah Nami. Even a tzaddik also Dilma Hadarbe, because perhaps he could go off the derech. So then, if that's the case, then why would they chayshid the Shmuel went off the derech? Shani Shmuel Akan the Askelba, he started the bracha. That's all if he didn't start saying the bracha. But if he already starts saying the bracha Velmelshinim, then we allow him to finish it. Meaning we're not chosheh for that. Okay, so the Gemara has a bunch of haveniunis, but the bottom line is the reason why they didn't remove him is because he started the bracha properly and then he just forgot about it. So they weren't chosheh that he was a min. If he was a min, he wouldn't have started the bracha in the first place. Okay. Weiter. Hani Sheva, the Shabsa Keneged, the 7 brachos of shemone and Shabbos. What's that? What is that? Keneged. Amar Rav Chalafta ben Shalom Keneged Shiva Koilas Shomer David Alamayim. That's neged the 7 koilas that he said Kol Hashem Alamayim. Those 7 koilas that's what's referring to by Shabbos. Hani Teisha the Rosh Hashanah Keneged me. What are the 9 brachos in Rosh Hashanah? Because Rosh Hashanah has a couple extra brachos. There are 9 askaras that Chana said in her tefillas. On Rosh Hashanah, Sarah, Rachel, and Chana were remembered by Hashem. Hani Esem v'Arba the Tanisa Keneged. On a Tainus, they would make 24 brachos in shemone. So what are those opposite? Amar Chalvi Keneged Chof Daled Renadi Shama Shlomo b'Shas Shehitn is Aaron the base Kachei Kedoshim. When Shlomo brought in the Aaron to the base Kachei Kedoshim, he's saying 24 praises. Yeah. So why don't we say it every day? Shlomo said it on the day of Rachamim, right? On the day that they needed to. That's when the David Mizmor. That's when the gates didn't open. So he needed Rachmanis. So he made this Tefila. So since he did it on a day that he needed Rachamim, he needed pity from Hashem. So therefore, we only say on a day we need pity, which is a day of kindness for the rain. Right? When they made Tanes, they made it for rain, so that was a day of pity. So therefore, they said 24 brachos in that shemone esrei. If Yeshua ain't shemone esrei, so Yeshua says you do something that's similar to shemone esrei. My main shemone esrei. What does that mean? Rabbi main kol bracha. You have to do like a shortened version of each bracha. Shmuel amar haveniuni Hashem Elokeinu lodas derachechem. Like Hashem should make us understand to know His ways, or your ways. Amal salvenu liyirasecha v'sisach lo liyas gailim v'rach. V'rachaknu mimechayvenu v'tishnenu b'nois hartzechnu v'tzasenu meyabra kavitz v'atayim al teidecha yishpetu v'al rishayim tanaf yidecha v'yismechu tzadikim b'bini nerecha v'v'sikan echalech v'tzmicha zkeren davar avdecha v'richas neder v'ni shem yishechecha terem nikra ata saneh baruch atah Hashem shemei Tefila. That's basically haveniuni. If you noticed in there's a little bit of each, not each, but of most of the brachos of shemone esrei. There's sort of a reference to it. So that's the bracha that the nickname of it is called haveniuni. Yeah, so Layit Allah Abai used to curse Amand Matzei Haveniuni. Whoever davened Haveniuni, Abai used to curse. Amar Nachman Amar Shmuel, Kol Hashana Kula Mispal Adam Haveniuni, Chutz Mitzvah Shabbos U'Mitzvah Yom Tovim. Every you should a person can daven the whole year round. Haveniuni except the motzei Shabbos, motzei Yom Tif. Why? Since you have to do Havdalah and Chonentas, so there is no Chonentas if you daven Haveniuni, right? So therefore, you don't daven Haveniuni. So Maskul Rabbi Shmuel, but name of Bracha revius b'pnei. So why don't we just add in one Bracha? Why don't we just add in Ata Chonen and then say Haveniuni? You do say the fourth bracha by itself, which is the Gemara we're going to have weiter. Rabbi Eliezer says you do it in Maidim, right? So the Gemara says, do we, meaning Rabbi Kiva holds that you make a separate bracha for das, for Havdalah. And Rabbi Eliezer holds you do it in Maidim. Either way, so the Gemara is saying, so why can't you do a separate? Yeah, right. So, but we're asking from the first part, from Rabbi Kiva says you do a separate bracha. So why don't we do a separate bracha? What's the Shabbos? The Gemara says, well, we don't pass on like him. Atu kol hashana kula, mi avdina Rabbi Kiva, dash nami navid, right? Should we do like Rabbi Kiva the whole year? We don't do like Rabbi Kiva, so now we should. Kol hashana kula, my time avdina Rabbi Kiva, timni sari tikun tishri loitik. And the reason is because there's 18 brachos. Obviously, we would have velmalshinim, and not 19. Hachanami sheva tikun timni loitik. They were masakin 7 brachos and not 8. Yeah, so that's why we're not going to say an additional bracha. Why don't you just add in the words? Kasha, so it's a kasha. Yeah, fine. You can say haveniuni except in the winter, like now. Because you have to say the same talamot of the Bracha. And where are you putting that into haveniuni? Why don't you stick it in by the words when we talk about davening for growth? So then say add in the word same talamot. So when I answer is asila true day, no, you're gonna end up forgetting. Right? Hold on a second. Oh man, why does it not? Okay. So by putting Havdalah and Chonentas, you're also going to make a mistake. Since meaning we're adding in the words Havdalah into Haveniuni is in the beginning, so then it's not going to make you mess up. But if it comes in the middle of the davening, then it's going to make you mess up. Basically, sounds like once you hit the highway and you're going through, so you're just using the lashon that you used to, you're going to get messed up if you add words. But if it's in the beginning, you're still concentrating. At least that's the way I understand it. Yeah. So Masvel Avashi, remember Shemei Tefila. Also, it seems like the Gemara left off with a kasha, but then the Gemara seems to say that you would add in Ata Chonen, right? From this Gemara, it seems that even though the previous Gemara said kasha, why we don't put it into the Ata Chonen section haveniuni, but from this Gemara, it seems that you would. Okay. Masvel Avashi, remember Shemei Tefila. I'm sorry. If you make a mistake and you don't say, you go back. But if you forget to say the same Talmud in Berachos Hashanim, you don't go back. Why? Because you're able to say Shemei Tefila. And if you forget to put in Ata Chonentenu, you also don't go back.
We lost the sound.
What? What do you say? Okay, Shani. So making a mistake, saying to make a mistake is different, but lechatchila, we're not going to tell you to put it into Shemei Tefila. Gufa Amar Rav Tancha Amar Rav Asi.
You don't have like that, right?
The what?
If you forget Santa Talmud, you can put in Shemei Tefila.
Yes, yeah. If you remember it before Mevarich Hashanim, then you go back. But if after Mevarich Hashanim, you do it in Shemei Tefila. You say the same Talmud of Bracha, and then Kiyat Shemei. Okay. Gufa Amar Rav Tancha Amar Rav Asi. If you forget Kvuras Ksham in Mashroch Mar Gashem, you go back. If you forgot in Baruch Hashanim, then you just say in the Shemei Tefila. You're able to make Havdalah on a kos. Meisvei Tavalis, Kiguras Ksham B'Tchias HaMesim Machzir Noisoi, Sheila Berachos Hashanim Machzir Noisoi, Right? So what it says here, Birchos Hashanim, you have to go back. Doesn't say anything about shemei Tefila. Right? Like kasha tzibur. One is when you're davening alone, one you're davening with tzibur. Meaning, if you're davening alone, you got to go back. If you're davening with tzibur, you don't have to go back. But tzibur my time aloi. Why don't you have to go back when you miss the same talamotter and you're davening with the meaning? Because you'll hear it from the shnei tzibur. Shouldn't be because you're able to say the same talamotter and shemei Tefila. It should be because he's saying in shemei you're hearing it from the chazan. So that's not pshat. So it must be they're both talking about b'yachid. Like kasha had the itkar kadum shemei Tefila. The itkar was the shemei Tefila. One is somewhere we remembered before shemei Tefila. One is somewhere he remembered after. Meaning, if you remember before, so say it in shemei Tefila. If you do it after, then say it in. You have to repeat it. Now my phone is gonna die, so I'm trying to.
You want me to get a plug and plug it in?
What? I'm just trying to make it darker, the screen. Hold on, okay. Hold on. Fine. It's fine. It should be fine now.
Yeah?
We there? Okay. I'm fine, man. Let's say you forgot to say Rosh Chodesh in Ritzei. You have to go back to Ritzei. Okay? If you remember in Maidim, you go back to Ritzei. Sim Shalom, let's say you remember it in Sim Shalom, you also go back to Ritzei. If you finish Manaseh, you go back to the beginning. Okay? This is we said that you finish Manaseh, you go back to the beginning. That's only where you took the 3 steps back. But if you still haven't taken 3 steps back, even though you've finished Shemona Esrei, you can still go back to Ritzei. So they tell him, how do you know this? I heard it from Abba Mari, who heard it from Rav. Yeah? So then this is an interesting din, because this comes up on Rosh Chodesh. People sometimes are not aware of it. So what they do is in the middle of Sim Shalom, or right before Sim Shalom, they'll stay Ya'ala V'Yavah. No, they'll put it in there. Or in the middle of Maidim, so they think, okay, and then they finish when I say, and they think, okay, at least I said Ritzei. It's in the wrong place. And since it's in the wrong place, you have to go back, and you got to go back and say the whole Shemona Esrei again, even though you said Ritzei. This is how we said that once you take 3 steps back, you go back to the beginning. That's if you don't add in extra tefillas after Shemona Esrei, which is Elikai Nitzar, by the way. Elikai Nitzar is not part of Shemona Esrei, that's considered extra tefillas. But if you do normally say Tachnunim after your tefillah, then you go back, you could still go back to it and say, even though your Shemona Esrei is over.
But then you're not really being like a regular.
Correct, well, as you're saying, right.
So the Gemara never said it's not Sim Shalom. The Gemara says that you're being like regular. You weren't like a regular, so what's this?
What?
You said before that if you're an Ika regular. Of course, because you weren't Ika regular.
Right. So I think he's saying, what we think Ika regular means is when you're done. From Shulchan, that's what it seems like. Ika regular is just, that's true. Yeah. Let's see. Let's say you forgot Right, so meaning this is a little different. This version of Gemara is saying, when are we saying that you're not under your feet? You can go back. That's only if you say tachnunim. But if you don't normally say tachnunim, then you got to go back, even if you did not. Yes.
I should have a scene to us kakira feel like.
Correct. My keva. Amar of Yaakov bar Idi. Amar of Oishe. Kol sh'tfilase damer lav k'masei. Does this sound familiar to anybody? If your tefillah seems to be like a burden on you, then that's called tefillah keva, and your davening is no good. If you don't say it with a lashon of tachnun, of supplication, which I don't know exactly what that means.
You have to own it. It has to be something that it's personal.
Yeah, I mean you have to plead. You have to show that you mean it, that you really, you're asking. If you're not able to be mechadish something to daven for, then that's called, you mean your same old davening without ever, asking or adding things in, then that would be keva. I am able to be mechadish things, but I'm scared to do it because maybe it's going to be I think what he means is that it's going to be like the wrong thing, right? He's going to make a mistake, and it's going to, and he's Rashi says he's going to perhaps make a mistake, and he's not going to be able to get back to it at the regular part of davening. So meaning it sounds like he knows how to be mechadish. He's just afraid that he's not going to do it properly. Right? That's anybody who doesn't daven with Tidumei Chama. Right? Meaning by the nets, meaning when the first rays of the sun by nets, and by mincha by shkia. Right? It's a mitzvah to daven when the sun, meaning right in the beginning by nets and right by shkia. You should be fear Hashem with the sun. Yeah, they cursed him in Marova, Aman the Matzli in the Dumei Chama. They cursed anybody who davened with the Chama. My time maybe the time is going to pass. Meaning, if you push your mincha off till right by shkia, then you may end up making a mistake and end up davening too late. My father, used to like to say from the Chazon Ish that all these nets minyanim that are busy with the clock and the time, he held that that's a tefillah keva, meaning you're supposed to daven around when it's nets. You don't have to make it spavus. Knowing that the Chazon Ish did not use a clock to know when nets is. He looked out the window and he thought, okay, now it looks like nets, and that's it. He felt that if you do with a clock, then that's making your tefillah keva. It doesn't have to be like that. Okay, Rabbi Shua, I don't think that's a pashup shot, but that's, I think it was like a play on words. Yeah. Rabbi Shua, right? So what exactly? My parsha zeba, what is that? Even when you're when it's full on you, how does Rashi say it? When there's anger, yeah? All there, even when Hashem is angry, he should still provide for Klal Yisrael. Yes? Even when Klal Yisrael is over divrei Torah, still answer him. That's what we're davening to Hashem. Let's say you're going in a place where there's animals and robbers, mispal, tefila ketzara. You daven a short tefila. Tefila ketzara, what is it? Eliezer, right? Basically, you're asking Hashem that we should be a nachas ruach. Listen to the cry of Klal Yisrael, and do quickly whatever they ask me. We say this on Yom Kippur. But that might be a song, parrots. I'm not sure. The halacha is like a cherem. It's say what you should go. Literally means to go ask from the one who owns you, and go out. Would say, you should say tefillah saderech. Whenever you travel, you should say tefillah saderech. My tefillah saderech. I'm sure the Olam is very familiar with that. But the lashon is a lashon of yachid. So really, a person should combine with the tzibur and say it differently. How should he say it? So now it changes it to plural. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, we could stop there. Then now the Gemara will discuss what time you do. When you do feels better. So what's the maskonas advarim? It's by halftime tomorrow's block.
Yeah, I think that's what we decided, by halftime, no?
What time should
That means you have to follow the game to know when to come on.
I'll post on the
Text me
chat.
right- Somebody text me
left.
before halftime, please, like a few minutes before, so I could. Unless I go to the party, then I guess I'll try and go to one of the
Which
parties.
party, Tziyakov? You have your brother's party and the kids' party.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Let's go to Abba's party.
Figure it out.
Now we're causing you to watch the game just so you can do a halftime show.
Which
What?
party, Parrots? Which brother's party?
Abba.
Are we posting an invite to the chat here?
That has to be.
Donna's not here to post it. Someone else should post it for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, I gotta stop recording. Hold on.